Hello, everybody. So, what I wanted to go over today was a way to do a conferencing call through Google Meet. This is a feature that we have free to all Keller Williams agents. It is part of the Google G Suite. So, what that means is if we go into our Keller Williams email account, it's actually through Gmail, right? So this is the G Suite or a G Suite account. If we click on the app icon here, we could see that we have an icon that says Meet. This is a feature we're talking about today, and this is one way of accessing that actual app or application. You could also just go to go.meet and it will take you straight into that application, right? The application is over the web, so there is no need to download anything, right? So that's one of the nice features, or one of the reasons why I like it a little bit more. If you're going to be meeting with clients, they really don't have to download anything to their computer. It's web based. So let me talk a little bit about what Google Meet is all about. So let's click on here real quick and let's just point out some of these features that you have on here. So with our account for Keller Williams, we actually the G Suite cloud account includes up to 250 participants. It is unlimited use. So there is no limitation on how long the meeting could last. Also, we do have unlimited cloud storage, just so you know. So if you're paying for like Zoom or some of these other video conferencing applications, we have this feature already free for us for Keller Williams, right? In addition to the Google Drive also, which is unlimited storage. So let's go over and let's talk about what or how to use Google Meet, right? So one way to get started with a meeting, say you're talking with a client over the phone and you want to start presenting to them, or you want to meet them face to face, you would just go on to go.meet and you could start a meeting and get started that way, right? It says nothing scheduled here. So there is a different way to do it, right? So let's just say we have agreed to talk and meet tomorrow at 5. So one way to do it is through your Google Calendar, and the Google Calendar would have to be signed in through your KW account. But through your Google Calendar, you click on here and you create that, you schedule that appointment, right? So the moment you go in here and you schedule that appointment, let's just call it a listing. Oops, listing appointment. More options. Okay, so listing appointment, we're gonna say we're gonna have this tomorrow, and I'm gonna meet with my client tomorrow at 4. They're available at 4. We can leave it this way. It's gonna be a 1 hour meeting. We could change it if you needed to. For now, we'll just leave it that way. The other thing that you want to do is the moment that you add, let's just say that's your client's name. The moment you add that guest, the person who's gonna be part of this meeting, or the persons who are going to be part of this meeting, then what's going to happen is that this populated, right, which is a Google Meet information. If you click on here, all the details for that meeting are on here. People could join with their, let's just say, their desktop computer, so that they could view and see what you're showing, your face, or if you're presenting something. And let's just say they don't have a microphone on their computer. Well, they could always just dial in and use their phone for audio purposes. So for them to be able to hear and communicate, they could use this while using their computer. If they're using a phone or a laptop, then they could just use the phone's the laptop's camera speakers, right? So that's that. And let's continue here. And you could add details or description of the meeting if you wanted to. You could add more guests. Let's just say I'm ready to go. We have a meeting for tomorrow. Listen appointment at 4. Let's hit save. The moment I hit save, you're going to see on here, it's going to ask you, do you want to send the invitation to the people who you've added as guests? always hit send. You do want to send them the invitation. They're going to get an email with this calendar, asking them if they want to attend or don't attend. They could confirm that they're attending by hitting yes on their email. And on there, they're going to have the details on the meeting itself, right? So let's just dismiss this and let's just go over here and let's just start a meeting. Forget that. Let's go here. So we're going to start a meeting, right? So let's just say we're talking to somebody over the phone. We want to just get started right now and then, right? So we go ahead and click on start. It's going to ask us to populate our screen name. Once we do this, now this is the first screen. And in this first screen, as you can see, you have the video icon. You have the microphone icon. And then over here, this green icon is indicating that it could hear my voice, right? So every time I'm talking, you could see it move. So it says, hey, it's picking up my voice. If you wanted to change this, sometimes you have other speakers that are part of the computer or other video sources. You can click on here and you go to settings, right? Once you go to settings, you could select your microphone. If you wanted to use an external microphone that's connected to your computer, it should populate or show on here if it's connected to your computer. Same with speakers. When it comes to video, you really don't mess with this, but it just gives you options if you have any options on what to use for a camera and what kind of definition you want to receive and send out. From there, that's it. We're ready to go. We're ready to get started. So what I would recommend typically is to go to join now, right? So when you hit join now, it's going to access the meeting. You're going to be showing and displaying your face. If you hit present now, this is a meeting where you're going in there, presenting your screen. I don't know that you could actually join your video or your face afterwards, but I know that if you hit join now, then you could present afterwards. So in this case, all we're going to do now is go ahead and join. So there you go. You join, it gives you your nickname, and then it gives you the details on the meeting, right? You could copy this and send it out to somebody. If you wanted to add people in here, it's going to populate, or you could, people who you already have on here. So it gives you some suggestions, or you could click in there and type in their email address. And that's one way to get or join more people into your meeting, right? So currently it's showing one person here, which is me. If there's 2 or 3 people, it's going to start showing you on here who is part of the meeting, right? You could add people from in here. And then chat. You could also have the chat feature where you could communicate while you're in that meeting. One other feature we have is turn on captions, right? Sometimes it's hard to hear what they're saying. Well, look at that. Now we have captions. The system is picking up what I'm saying, and it's automatically putting it out there so that for those of you who might not be able to hear, at least you could read it off now, right? So that's one neat feature of this software. Again, if we click on the more options, you have the option to record this meeting, the option to change the layout of how it's being displayed. You go full screen, captions we talked about already. And then let's talk about present, right? So when we want to present something, all we have to do now here is hit present. It's going to ask you, do you want to present your entire screen or a window? A window would mean, okay, I'm just going to display this window. Entire screen, they're going to be able to see everything I do here. Anytime I move, open another application, just show the desktop, it's going to show everything, right? So most of the time, this is really the option to choose, because what happens is if you just select a window and you're in the moment, you're going to forget and you're going to try to open another window or try to show them something differently. And now they're not seeing what you're showing them, right? Unless you're trying to really only stick to a PowerPoint and you don't want them to see anything else, then I would select entire screen. So let's go ahead and hit select entire screen. It's going to ask you, do you want to share your entire screen? You have to select this window there, and then it's going to, it was grayed out, and now it's going to give you the option to share. So now we share, and it's going to tell you are presenting. So you're presenting to everybody. Now you click on here. Everybody's going to be seeing what you're seeing. So as you go and you navigate the web, if you go down and open the desktop, if you open other applications, they're going to be able to see what you're doing, right? So let's go back to this there. And or if I wanted to, if we're going over an actual contract, we go over the contract, open it up, and they're going to be able to see all of that stuff, right? Once we're done, let's just say we're done here. We don't have to, we could click on stop